Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the 2 Minute Warning. 283, I believe. Talking about baseball again. Love talking baseball. The New York Mets making a lot of off-season adjustments. But first, let's do the question of the day. So the Mets, in their history, have had two players achieve 200 hits in a season or more. The first being 1996, Lance Johnson with 227 hits. Who is the other player? I will give you a hint. It is an infielder. So who is the other player other than Lance Johnson in Mets history to record over 200 hits in a season? The answer will be revealed at the end. But to the video, again, Mets making a lot of offseason moves. Brad Hand, very talented reliever. Rumors he's going to the Mets. So today we're going to be looking at, do the Mets need to sign him? And if they do, what does he mean for this team? Well, short answer, yes, absolutely. This Mets team needs to sign Brad Hand, free agent from the Cleveland Indians. Very talented reliever. Arguably best in the league, I would say. I mentioned him. I did a video on him earlier this week. Liam Hendricks is probably the top of that position right now. Liam Hendricks is the best in the game, but Brad Hand is not far behind. Brad Hand is a guy last year in this shortened 2020 season posted a 2.05 ERA, 29 strikeouts, only 4 walks in 22 innings, and he led the league with saves with 16 saves in 22 innings and 29 strikeouts, 4 walks, whatever. I just went over that. Brad Hand is very talented and would be a huge addition for the Mets. Of course, the Mets added James McCann earlier this offseason, strengthened their lineup, strengthened their catching position. They struggled with the catcher for the last couple of years. So they had James McCann. They just recently signed Francisco Lindor, huge acquisition there at shortstop. And, of course, possibly going to sign George Springer. This Mets team should be able to swing the bat pretty well this year. So were they really, and of course the starters, they have a starting rotation that includes Jacob deGrom, which is a 2018 and 2019 National League Cy Young winner, and of course a 2020 nominee. They have Marcus Stroman, young talented guy. They just acquired Carlos Corrasco from the Indians as part of the Lindor trade. They have David Peterson, Steven Matz, and of course Noah Syndergaard pending his health. So the starting rotation is very good. What the Mets need is a bullpen, which is exactly what Brad Hand brings to the table, strength to that bullpen. The Mets, specifically Edwin Diaz, struggled intensely with saves this year. In the past, not necessarily this shortened season, but 2019 was a terrible year for Mets bullpen for at least most of the year, if not the entire season. This is 2019. The Mets had more blown saves than saves to their name, which is really kind of embarrassing for the organization. So again, Edwin Diaz in particular blew a lot of saves, but the team in general struggled bullpen-wise intensely. This offseason, they've added Trevor May, right-hander, to their bullpen. And, of course, Seth Lugo was a starter, but I think, whether it's a rumor or not, but he should be joining that bullpen this year. So they have made some additions, but Brad Hand would really, really help them out and I think make this team relevant in the league. They haven't been in the last 5 or 6 years. Again, will they sign Trevor Bauer? Will they sign George Springer? I don't know, but they've already signed James McCann. They've signed Lindor. They've just picked up Carlos Corrasco. This team is making moves to get better, and Brad Hand would be a huge addition. Brad Hand is a guy that is a heavy slider guy. Throws a lot of sliders. His sliders 79, 81 miles an hour in that range, and four-seam. So slider and four-seam are his main pitches. He throws his four-seam at 92 miles an hour, so he's not a guy that's going to pump 100 miles an hour, but he's going to get outs. And then, of course, he mixes in a sinker at 92, and then rarely – it's a good pitch, but he doesn't throw his curveball a lot. 76 miles an hour. It's a good 12-6 curveball. And, of course, like I said, his slider is his most common pitch. A guy he's just super talented, gets outs. Simple as that. That's the key to baseball, especially on the mound. You get outs. The Mets need help closing out games. We saw them, like I said, in 2019. They got leads. They did what they needed to do, but they blew games, put saves, late home runs. Like I said, Brad Hand is a guy that can get strikeouts, but most importantly, he just causes hitters to miss the barrel. When the other team isn't squaring up the baseball, they're not going to get hits. You're not going to lose the game. So this would be huge. Again, the Mets have not been relevant in several seasons since their World Series run, but I don't know if that was 2015 maybe. So it would be good for me, even though I'm not a Mets fan. It would be good to see this team really, really come back into the picture. Of course, in that NL East, the Nationals dropping off since their World Series win. They've lost Lindor. It's not Lindor, Rendon, sorry. And then the Braves, obviously, probably the best team in that NL East division right now, but the Mets can rival that. The Phillies kind of, I don't want to say irrelevant. They got Bryce Harper now, but so again, the Mets can rise hopefully out of their division, maybe with all these acquisitions, but it's really good to see what they're doing. And of course, if they really want to fix the problems they have, they need to sign Brad Hand, because that addresses the biggest problem they have is bullpen strength, and that would address that problem directly. So if and of course, they'd have to pick up the $10 million out of his opt out with the Indians. He's a free agent, of course. So, but Mets front office have already said they're willing to do that. So it looks like Brad Hand will be going to New York to play with the Mets, and if they can make that happen, that's going to be huge for that team. Now, for the question of the day, that other player, other than Lance Johnson, is Jose Reyes. In 2008, posted 204 hits. Jose Reyes, a guy that I love, since recently retired, but really talented infielder, fun to watch. Again, Brad Hand to the Mets. Not sure, but I hope they do it. 2-minute warning, guys. Thank you for watching.